Hey there, everybody. Just tuning in to you from a Sunday morning here in New Zealand. We're about 10 minutes to 7. And just hanging loose. Let's see, we got two people on here now. So one of the boys asked me yesterday if I'd do a video on my travels overseas, and so I figured I'd just toss it out there and let y'all know what was going on with that. I was working in Seattle at Northland Services, the shipping container outfit that does Western Alaska sailings and moving equipment and containers up there. Anyway, worked up there for a while. I started off with them because I was commercial fishing in Bristol Bay through a friend of mine that was living in Quilcene. It's a long story, but hey, Sky, heading back at the end of the month, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, and so I started working up in Western Alaska, commercial fishing, and then did that for a bit. Worked for Icicle Seafoods. Hey, how you going, Mike? And then worked there at their container yard. Worked for Northland. I tramped around, and then ended up meeting this gal in Alaska that was from, gosh, she was like from Anacortes or something, a little gypsy girl. Hey, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, doing good, Skidder Kev. Yeah, MSL logging, I'm chilling. Like I said, it's a nice Sunday morning for it, so I'm just hanging back. But yeah, I ended up going, meeting this gal in Alaska, and we were dating for a couple of years, and she wanted to go to Australia. Hey, how's it going, Tim Madison? Yeah, I'm going good. And she wanted to go to Australia, so I went on a vacation with her down there, and we did some traveling around Sydney and all that, and I spent about a month there and went back to the States and was real lovesick for her because she was going to spend like a year there. So I quit my job and took whatever I had, bought a plane ticket, and got a work visa, and so we ended up buying this funky little Toyota van and traveled through Tasmania, which is part of Australia. I didn't know that at the time, but we traveled through Tasmania and looking for work. I went to all these different logging outfits, like 38 or 40 different logging trucking outfits, and nobody had any work at the time because the greenies were shutting down the Tasmanian forestry, and so we were just about broke, and we stayed at this we stayed at this place down there. It was a farm for like a week or so, and real nice people, but it was, if you've ever heard that song Ain't Gonna Stay on Maggie's Farm No More by Dylan, you'll know what I'm talking about, because this place was Maggie's farm. But yeah, we ended up heading up to the mainland and traveled through Victoria, New South Wales, and then up into Queensland to stay on a hippie commune. But while we were going through New South Wales, I bumped into Mike Johnston, the dude I'm working for now, and yeah, I ended up driving a log truck for him for about 6 months, which was all I was allowed to do on my work visa, and then I ended up working for another bloke driving log truck. I got to run Mike's yarder when I worked for him a little bit, and then of course, ended up going back to the States. I started a log trucking company and then sold it off, and then got into tower logging again. And then Mike had a job offer for me in New Zealand, and so my wife and I through prayer and consideration, took this job and came down and worked for him here. So these are the same people I worked for in Australia, and the reason why they're here is their contract ran out in New South Wales, and there was work over here in New Zealand, and it was a better economy for them, so they moved everything over and started doing that. So that's the deal there. But yeah, that's a story on me. And how's the sawmilling going, Real McCoy? Yeah, we're just winding things down now. We're kind of, just Mike's got his equipment for sale, and yeah, it's good, man. Yeah, I've been catching up on your videos. I love the stuff you're putting out. I dig it. You seem like a really good bloke. I got a lot of family that live back in the Midwest, and we always talk about going back there, but man, one of these days I'd love to meet you. You seem like a real good bloke. Yeah, so they're winding things down and just kind of wanting to move on. The guys they're not all that old. They're both about 65, Mike and Tony, and Mike's got a logging gig over in yeah, you bet, Real McCoy. He's got a logging gig in Papua New Guinea that he's putting together, and so it's just been kind of a long process. I think it's been 4 years now. If you're watching, Dennis, you can correct me on it, but I think it's like 4 years that they've been working on this, and the government is so difficult over there that you got to be patient. So yeah, anyhow, that's what's happening there, crew. So anyhow, it'd be Saturday back in the USA for you, and I am approximately 2 weeks away from being stateside. So when I head back home, it's gonna be a good day. Are you still on here, Sky Bolton? Can you hear me now? Hello, Sky. If you can hear me, who are you working for? Are you back with Bekavars? Yeah. So anywho, that's about all I got. Oh, I'm moving to. I live in Washington State. If you check it out on a map, I'm in Brennan, just north of Olympia, Washington. I'm kind of nestled right on the Olympic Peninsula, right across from Seattle, in between Port Townsend and Olympia there. So we're on a canal. We're butted up against Forest Service, so it's a real nice place, real quiet. We're about an hour away from any major town where you can get groceries and stuff like that, but it's got its drawbacks too. You're an hour away from town. But there's lots of hunting and driving around the woods and all that. It's a fun place. Yeah, my wife and I both grew up there within about a mile of each other, so it's great. You know, I've got a cousin that lives in North Carolina, and she loves it. I've personally never been. I think it'd be cool to check out. Have you lived there your whole life? Yeah, we've been talking about, I think I mentioned on my last live video, but we've been talking about moving, just out of the area, because where we're at now is kind of desolate, you know, as far as work and stuff like that goes. Like, it's nice to live if you're retired, but to, oh, okay. I didn't, for some reason I thought McCoys were from Missouri or something like that. Oh, that's a kick in the pants. Ah, yeah. Weaverville, okay. Oh, well, if I get down there to visit my cousin Lisa, I'll know who to get a hold of. You guys. Yeah, my wife and I have been talking about moving because where we're at, it's just not a very good spot to be in. You know, if you're a small family working, retired, you know, that's great. I mean, you could do it, but man, you got a long commute ahead of you. I think I talked a little bit about it yesterday, and I don't think Sky was working with us then, but yeah, that'd be groovy. Yes, but we had like a minimum of an hour commute, maximum of each way, and a maximum of like a 3.5 hour commute each way to work. So it got a little bit strenuous at times. And I was not doing good there for a while. Drinking gallons of coffee a day just to stay awake. Burnsville, North Carolina. Okay. I can't believe Sky Bolton tuned out on us so soon. I'm going to have to hit you up on Facebook now, Sky. Here, I'll step outside and you guys can see the weather here. It's just about, it's spring here. Tourist related. That's funny. Yeah, so this is what spring looks like in the North Island of New Zealand. The back of my lot here is some old man pine, and I'd say it's about 65 degrees. 65 degrees here right now, and yeah, so it's pretty nice. It's meant to get better. But, well, crew, I'm going to sign off and go eat breakfast and give my honey a call. She's been missing me. So, you all have a great day, and wherever you're at, and take care, and I'll catch up with you later. Cheers.